You're welcome back. We're running home stretch on the program, and we will continue our conversation on the operation of BDCs in the country, where the central bank had raised the capital base from 10 million naira to 35 million naira. Wale Abe is still with us on this issue. Thank you for still sticking around.
No pleasure.
We've actually put you on hold for a while. Okay, I want us to look at this, the fact that some are arguing that the central bank seems not to have done anything about these, of the operation of BDCs. It actually sat on the sidelines, so to speak, and watched. And perhaps is it because we've actually got a new CBN governor that they realized the fact that there's no structure, some relocated without any approval, and some of those anomalies that were highlighted by the Apex Bank?
No, I don't think so. The average attitude of a Nigerian is to see how you want to beat the system, even when the guidelines are clearly defined. I mean, what you look at is you study the loopholes and you want to beat the system. Be that as it may, the truth is that it is not, I don't believe central bank has been sitting back from, on a periodic basis. It's been reviewing its guidelines as far as BDCs, BDC operations are concerned. That I know very well. And so, however, if somebody has come newly too, and is taking a look at a number of things, I mean, one of the major benefits of even bringing in somebody from outside to take over a job is to bring in new ideas, inject fresh ideas, and of course, you are because you are coming from outside, you are unbiased as far as some of the internal policies are concerned, and so whatever ideas you have, you use those ideas to improve the system, and so that like I said, the central bank from time to time, they have the total picture of what is happening as far as the economy is concerned, the various segments of the market, and when they discover that there's a need, to review policies, it is they exercise that right.
Now, would you say that the central bank, in one way or the other, had contributed to what we're seeing now through various policies in the past, keep reviewing here and there? Do you think it in any way contributed to this?
I wouldn't say they have contributed. I mean, that wouldn't have been an objective. There's what we call unintended outcome of some policies. Your policies are well thought out, but there are some unintended outcomes. However, when even a management school say, look, if you've been on the wrong route, it doesn't matter how long you have been on that wrong route, what do? You should turn back. That's what you are advised. And so, the central bank couldn't have intended, that you will have BDCs without structure, you will have BDCs that you could not supervise, you will have BDCs that will divert funds. That wouldn't have been part of the objectives or goals of a central bank. And so this policy, therefore, is, to me, I believe, is simply an attempt to streamline, some of the observations that have been made over time. Now, and so that's what we are seeing.
Okay, there are some concerns that this may worsen unemployment, because if you regulate and you streamline, as the case may be, and some operators are out of jobs, it will add to the unemployment rates in the country. Do you agree with that?
Well, let me take a look at it this way. When because you want to create you want to create employment, or you want to retain some jobs, and you observe that there are some illegitimate activities. Will you continue, to promote such illegitimate activities because you want to keep people on the job? Or don't forget that if you remove distortions in the market, you will likely make some savings. And when you plug leakages, whatever savings you make will go to productive, productive sectors of the economy. And those productive sectors of the economy ultimately will be in a position to employ even a larger number of people that possibly dropped out as a result of activities of rent seeking.
Okay, let's look at the the rates now in the markets, the official and the parallel rates. I know that the central bank has done a lot in the past to ensure that it bridges the gap between the official and the parallel market rate. With this guideline, are we going to see more streamlining, more closure of the gap?
That's what you are likely to see. That's what you are likely to see. The more the distortions in the market, the broader those gaps. And don't forget that at any point in time, once those gaps are enlarged, the more, and leads to a situation whereby the differential between the official and the black market is up to 5% and above. Of course, it gives rise to greater activities that are rent-seeking. And what central bank has been doing from time to time is to ensure that they bring out policies, that will help to close that gap, so as to make round tripping, so as to discourage round tripping. And so that's for me. I believe that this policy, when it invariably, things settle, we should be able to. We should be able to see a situation whereby the gap between the parallel market and then the official market is further closed.
Now, since
and makes illegal, activities almost difficult to achieve.
Now, since the announcement of this guideline, have you noticed any impact at all on the FX markets? You look at the numbers daily, but at the interbank FX market, at least you watch that on a daily basis. Have you noticed any?
Generally, you discover that the pressure and the market generally, especially with the announcement that the central bank will try to manage and maintain the exchange rate, the naira value, you discover that pressure that has been on naira, for some months, has reduced. It has reduced. And so part of those activities, that needed to be done was this particular one. And invariably, if the policy is allowed to run the way it should be, of course, we should have a positive impact in terms of savings, on the part of the central bank in terms of what its the allocation, and we should be able to equally see impact in terms of reduced gaps between the official market and then the parallel market.
There's also the issue of dollarization of the economy.
Yes.
And the Apex Bank, is one of the things it said in the past, is to ensure that we don't spend dollars in a narrow economy.
Yeah.
Have the BDCs contributed in any way to this, and how do you think the central bank can adjust?
Part of this guideline is also aimed, at achieving a situation whereby there is less dollarization, in the economy. Don't forget that it is a statement of, it's an open fact that these days people will go to the market, buy foreign exchange, and simply hold, because they believe the dollar is a better store of value than naira. And so the more dollar that you have in the economy, of course, the more the demand on the part of those who wants to hold dollar as opposed to those who want to hold naira. And so part of if a BDC can be held accountable, for instance, for all its purchases, and invariably is able to report, and then you are able to track the activities in the economy, then obviously you will have done something to help manage or reduce, the dollarization we are talking about in the economy.
So what
among other things that you will do.
What impact is this going to have in the nearest future? Are we going to see? I hope that people are saying that they hope that the central bank won't come up with another policy in the future, still guiding BDCs or even the forex market in general. So what impact are we going to see?
First of all, let me make a contribution in that regard. How come are we saying you hope you won't see? You should be able to see. Policies are I mean, when you have policies, policies are supposed to achieve certain objectives, and then they are made from time to time to also improve, you know, what you've been doing before over time. So why should we believe that we should be able to see policies from time to time? What is important is the consistency, you know, and the internal validity of such policies. Not that you bring out a policy today and then tomorrow, you know, you bring out another policy that's a complete somersault of, then in that wise, you may not be able to achieve much.
Okay, thank you, Wale. We have to let you go at this point. Thank you for your thoughts and your contributions to
my pleasure.
The topic. Thank you. We've been talking to Wale Abi, the Executive Secretary at the Financial Markets Dealers Association, and we have been looking at the new guidelines for BDCs in the country. The central bank actually directed that all BDCs must increase the capital base from 10 million naira to 35 million naira. And on that note, we wrap up Business Morning. But just before we let you go, we'd like to remind you that you should expect a live program coming from Part2, the River State capital, which is on the Energy, Environment and Investment Forum holding in the Garden City. I am Bolaji Akinwale.